Negotiable Instruments Act, Section 40, Discharge of Indus's Liability. Section 40 of the Negotiable Instruments Act, 1881 deals with circumstances in which an indusor may be discharged from liability due to the conduct of the holder. The provision is based on the principle of fairness and protection of secondary parties, ensuring that an indusor is not prejudiced by the acts of the holder that adversely affect his legal remedies against prior parties. 1. Position of an indusor. An indusor is a person who signs a negotiable instrument, usually on the back, for the purpose of transferring it to another person and thereby undertakes a secondary liability. If the instrument is dishonored by the maker, drawer, or acceptor, and proper notice of dishonor is given, the indusor becomes liable to compensate the holder. However, the indusor also possesses certain rights, and if he is compelled to pay the holder, he is entitled to recover the amount from prior parties who are liable before him in the chain of endorsement. 2. Indus's remedy against prior parties. When an indusor pays the amount due on the instrument, he obtains the right to proceed against prior parties such as the maker of a promissory note, the drawer of a bill of exchange, or any earlier indusor. This right of recourse protects the indusor by enabling him to recover the amount he has paid. 3. Destruction or impairment of remedy by the holder. Section 40 provides that if the holder, without the consent of the indusor, does any act that destroys or impairs the indus's remedy against a prior party, the indusor is discharged from liability to the holder. Destruction or impairment of remedy may occur when a prior party is released from liability or when an agreement is made that legally discharges such a party. It may also occur when necessary legal steps are not taken within the prescribed time, thereby extinguishing the right of recovery against prior parties. If such acts are done without the indus's consent, and they adversely affect his right of recourse, the law protects the indusor by discharging him. 4. Extent of discharge. The discharge operates to the same extent as if the instrument had been paid at maturity. This means that the indusor is relieved from liability to the holder in proportion to the loss of remedy caused by the holder's act. In effect, the law treats the situation as though the indusor's obligation had already been satisfied, since he has been deprived of the opportunity to recover from prior parties. 5. Importance of consent. If the indusor consents to the act that destroys or impairs his remedy, he cannot later claim discharge. The protection under Section 40 applies only where the holder acts without obtaining the indusor's consent. Consent indicates that the indusor has knowingly accepted the risk of losing his right of recourse. 6. Rationale of the provision. The underlying principle of Section 40 is derived from the law of suretyship. An indusor is in the position of a surety for prior parties. If the creditor, holder, does something that prejudices the surety's right against the principal debtor, the surety is discharged to the extent of such prejudice. This ensures fairness and prevents the holder from acting in a manner that unfairly increases the indusor's burden. 7. Commercial significance. The provision promotes careful conduct by holders of negotiable instruments. It ensures that holders preserve the rights and remedies of all parties in the chain and do not arbitrarily release or compromise prior parties to the detriment of indusors. At the same time, it strengthens confidence among indusors, who know that their rights of recovery will be legally protected. For more details, contact us.